Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This will be the last episode that we will do on this game because we will try to achieve all endings in this episode, and hopefully that will work. I am a bit sick right now and have a bit of a sore throat, so bear with me with that, and let's choose a time. Last time we played, he told me that I could choose whatever time I wanted, so I should choose my favorite time. So let's my favorite time is do I have a favorite time? Yeah, it should be like 7 p.m. ish. That should be my favorite time of the day. 7 p.m. your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 7 p.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 7 p.m.? That is very inaccurate. It's actually 9:37, so not too... it's somewhere here. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple of new ones. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Okay, so... we're gonna have to boot up the game again. But that will have to wait, because we're gonna begin the game. Okay, so I know that there's a few endings that we can do before going through the two first doors. So we're gonna try to do that.
This is the story of
a man named Stanley. So, from what I know, the first one...
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna try another one. Let's see.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Getting input. Input received. Okay, cool. We had... Okay. Then we need to reset, I guess.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
No. Oh. Whoop.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Yep. Okay, so now we're going to 423.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Input received. Cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Or so you say, but I guess it's open for a reason.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Yeah.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but still, you're talking, so I mean, there must be something.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay. Wow. Thank you, narrator. You're such a
Well, I've come to a very definite
soul.
conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Is that it? Can I go now? You done? You done?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Ooh, silent treatment, huh? You gonna go with that? Okay, fine. Fine. Let's
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I did. Okay, we need to reset this thing. Begin the game again. Oh, I reset it myself.
All of his co-workers were
Awesome.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Input received. Cool, yeah. And then we begin the game again. There we go. Input received. What am I supposed to do here? Okay. So yeah, this is apparently an ending. The only thing we need to do is to reset it ourselves. Begin the game again. So that is the heaven ending, apparently.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
This one.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay. So then I need to restart it myself again. Sure thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go, oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay, I'm done. God damn it.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Gotcha. Okay, and then we need to backtrack apparently. Down to 4 something. I don't know. We'll see. Go. Well, okay. You're now leaving. Well, I was kind of hoping for it. Escape pod bay, floor 760. Nothing here. Okay. An elevator. No. This one. Okay. This is such a weird ending. Such a weird ending. Like, who could even think about an ending like this? Like, you need to go all the way up there and just briefly enter the room and then back out before the door closes. And then you get this ending, which I don't really know. I'm going up to 760, I think. Makes sense. All the way up. 758. $7.59. Escape pod lounge bay. 760. Escape. This is dark. Am I going anyway? Okay. Okay. Okay, so the next one we need to go back into.
Wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
So now we need to head up to the boss's office again.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Yeah, I did. Okay, let's go. So here we go down. And then we can go up again.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Yeah, so then we go back down again. No?
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go down.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
The narrator is really, really sick of my shit now. Okay, guess what? We're going up again.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me. Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
I can't believe I haven't played this game before. This is right up my alley. This is actually hilarious.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
All right. Let's go down again.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Yep. Cool. And guess what? We're going back up. I know you won't say anything, huh?
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley.
It sure
what you
is.
and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you.
It is.
You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
All eyes on Stanley live on stage. World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. How we did it. The pyramids live. The guy who went to Mars. Okay, cool. Alright, a little press conference, huh? That's nice. Awfully nice of you. World peace, baby.
Ah, yes. Here it is, just through this door.
Parable Stanley tonight, live on stage. Stanley from the Stanley Parable. The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Okay, world's first sentient machine. Huh? Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. Huh? On stage.
Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling. And what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stan. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Break a leg, champ. Your boss. He wrote twice. Nice. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Remember where you came from, your co-workers. Okay, let's... the dude who came up with pizza. Okay, let's do it. No, that's a press conference right there. Okay.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally.
All right, let me just cut you right there. So this one is the mind control room thing, but there's apparently a bug from the first game that they put in this game. So let's go to the mind control room and try it out. Whee!
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Oh, thank you.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yeah, it should be. Okay, well, we're gonna go to the
When
mind
Stanley
control
came to a set
thing.
of 2 open doors to find out.
Yeah, I have. We're just gonna be pushing some of these buttons.
Now
go.
the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But well, we've been here before, but we didn't push the other one. We pushed no, I think, first time. So let's push yes or on.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
5 green.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
5.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
You see green. 5.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
I will let it go.
Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Back at it? No, we're actually going through the new content.
Oh good, you notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Let's go for the new content then. Lego.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Stanley Parable 2. That actually looks pretty good.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The end is never the end again. Okay. Cool. Testing 2 printers at the same time. Yeah. Investor showcase.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. 2 doors. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old busted. New hotness. Boring section of the chart. Cool red section of the chart. Okay. More TSP. Better TSP. The Stanley Parable. Ah, there's the thing that he wanted us to take a look at last time. The Stanley Parable 2. Looks good. Thanks for attending my meeting. Hey, I mean, I can't say anything. It looks pretty dope. The Stanley Parable 2.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Okay. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, wow.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Merch. I saw the new content. No way. Wow. So if you scan that QR code with your phone, you'll actually, I don't see if you can see it, but you'll actually end up on the website for the Stanley Parable 2. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's a neat little feature. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Okay, let's try it.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. Name.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Oh.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again.
Jim.
Oh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal... Whoa there, cowboy! Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
No. I want it to be more Jim. Okay, so now I should go back, I guess. Okay. Okay, let's
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
a whole new office. Red is the new orange. The new updated ray traced more of the same but in a go away sequel to the something. New features, new content, new ideas. Cool. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. The baby is all grown up. Please, no screenshots. Wonder what happens if you take a screenshot. I don't know. Probably nothing. Is that me? Stanley? It's probably me.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece it is.
Step-niece. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Looks amazing.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
New easy achievement. Okay, achievement. Free achievement, get yours right now. Pull a lever, receive your achievement, no more steps, it just works. Okay.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. He promised it will happen. Don't you worry. Oh my god. Okay. What's up next then?
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Me. Collectibles? Say what? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That is me. Okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Okay. The jump circle, this map, free achievement, we've been there. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game, we've been there. Merch, yes. Setting world champion. No. The Stanley Parable reassurance bucket. Office decorations, epilogue collectibles, infinite hole. We are here. I don't really know where we're supposed to go. Jump circle is there. Infinite hole. It won't end.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
I want to jump. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay. The infinite hole. It won't end. Okay. Let's go see the infinite hole. This is a hole like infinite. Opening. Rim. Depth. Surrounding area. Infinity. Infinite hole chart. Depth, space, science, more. Hole, more hole. Infinity. Poly. Okay. Alright. Infinite hole, here we go.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Good. Uh-huh. Well, here we go.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Press G.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
No, I don't think I will, actually. It's not an infinite hole. It cannot be. I don't think that it is.
Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't say
just
shit.
Put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite.
Mostly
If that works
infinite.
for you,
Well,
then go
it's
ahead
not
and
even
press the
nearly
teleport button
infinite.
to warp up to the top of the hole, and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Sure, I can warp up, but it is not nearly infinite. It's nowhere near infinite. It's not even remotely close to infinite. But
Great.
sure.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Cool. Let's go down again.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you.
Me?
The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal
That's what she
person
said.
would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Yeah,
I
it
couldn't
did.
help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean,
Yep.
admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Every pause button is a Roman numeral too. Okay. Well, yeah.
Had
sure.
enough? I'm positively
Nope.
thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
No, it's not.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
Okay,
I hope
see ya.
you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Thank you. We will. I love this hole. This hole is mine. There are many like it, but this one is definitely mine. This is my hole. What? Don't you come here stealing my hole from me. I simply won't have that. This is my hole, and I will cherish it for the rest of my life. This is my hole. Okay, we're going down. So yeah, the hole is growing. No. The hole is getting deeper. This is my hole, narrator. Yep, my hole. Perspective. Perception. Change your reality. What's this now? Doggos!
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
No?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley.
Oh,
because
we
this
can.
hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Yeah, I was
From the looks of things,
extremely
you and I
focused.
will have many, many years here in this hole.
Yep,
And
sure.
I'm looking forward to all of them.
Yep.
Stay alert, Stanley.
Absolutely.
I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Toodlepip. Excuse me, Toodlepip. Who says Toodlepip? Can I go back to doing whatever I was doing? Can I spend some more time in this hole? No? Okay. Toodlepip. Okay, so
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
I will. So yeah, that whole thing was apparently unending. The reassurance bucket. Let's go have a look. Wherever the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Okay.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Sure.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Cool. All right. So I'm just gonna be holding this one. I am just gonna be holding the bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, so jump circle we did, this map, pre-achievement we did, the button we did, merch we did, setting world championship we didn't, the bucket we did, office decorations I think we did, epilogue, collectibles, infinite hole. Okay, so we have setting world champion. Oh, up top. Maybe up and away. Settings world champion. Okay, I can enter that apparently. That's new. Okay, what's new? That's new. Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Huh? Okay. So, is there anything else here for me to do? I don't think that it is. Okay, so exits. Where can I find the exit? I have a bucket. I have, in fact, a bucket.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
I
Ready
think
to
so.
move on now?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think so.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work?
Yeah.
I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
The Stanley Parable 2. I mean, it's stuff like this that makes me really love this game. Like, there's always something coming back, something coming up, more things, and there's only begin the game. So let's begin the game. I guess we're gonna start off the same place as last time, and nothing probably has changed.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley picked up the bucket.
There's my bucket. So I got that one at least.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Can I open any new doors?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
What's the thing about the
And
bucket?
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I did not. No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Ooh. Collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I will. I promise you I will. Okay, so now we'll go back. And in here, I guess. I don't know what's in here, but... Okay. Well, I have my reinsurance bucket. What is all of this? Lost cat. There is a reward. Well, hope you found the cat. Narrator sound system.
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
Okay.
No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
What? Okay.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
No, he didn't, actually. We're gonna try this. If I can. There we go.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Game-A-Holic first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
What? Okay. Yeah.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. Warehouse access plan. We need more planks. Retrieve credit remains from warehouse floor. Okay. Mission status. Inside of a sequel exhibit. A large room, lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Okay, so this is... Okay, so I guess this is where the collectibles are. So we got inside of a sequel exhibit, which was the first one we got. A large room, which were the other one we got in the storage room. Stairs, something to do with stairs, probably the staircase to the boss's office. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace, could also be the boss's office, I guess. And a private but smelly place for an important person is the bathroom at the boss's office. There will be a reward for finding them all. There won't be, he told us. Big lays are hard to find. All clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room. Weird spinning figurines. Thank you, good luck. Okay. This is open
Stanley,
again.
can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
I am
This
strong.
is your bucket. This
Yes.
is your companion and lifelong friend.
That is my bucket.
You can't hand it over. Oh, no.
No.
Getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
What?
Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
What?
Let him have it.
No. I'm in a broom closet fucking dealing with a bucket. No. I guess...
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help
Okay.
settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Property
Now
of
it's settled.
Stanley.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Okay, take a hike. Property of Stanley.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We are, but...
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Thank you. Have we been in here? I can't remember. But hold up, we're gonna go up the stairs. We're gonna go in here. And we're gonna go in here and out again. In here and out again. In here, out again.
Stepping in.
There we go. Oh, hold up. Can I go into the bathroom right now? Or is that is still open? Because the boss knows what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay, but there isn't Stanley there, so. But I think that this ending will also be slightly different since I have the bucket. Okay, no. Since I have the bucket, I think that this will also be slightly changed or slightly altered, I guess. Alright, last one here, and I think this would be it, and that this will be altered in some way. Escape pod launch bay. Yeah. I don't know. I think. I don't know. There's the escape pod. Okay, let go. Let's see. Yep. This is also altered since I have the bucket. What in the world am I doing to this poor bucket? What the hell am I doing with this poor Okay, next one. Okay, so there is one ending that
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bucket is gone. Okay, so there is an ending that I don't know why I can't actually get to, and it's in this room, I think, 426. But I don't know why, and my bucket is gone. But I don't know how and why.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Yeah, I
to
guess
put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Sure.
She's been waiting.
She has.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone?
I did.
Well, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Good.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
Yeah,
Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
I don't know.
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Indeed I am.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Sure
Please
thing.
observe this helpful instructional video.
Yep.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Back, sack, and crack.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Yeah, I guess. Let's give me back, I guess.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Okay. Let's do it again then. Narrator, this is still broken.
Oh, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Yep.
Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Actually, it was.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Yeah.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had
Oh,
it?
it had.
That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
That might be the case.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's go to the left then, okay? That will make you happy. Let's go to the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Can I go anywhere else? No, I can't. You've locked me in, haven't you? You have. Oh.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Yeah.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Open the door. Open sesame. Open.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yeah, there is.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I am trying to. Speak clearly into the receiver.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go for the figurine
All
heads.
of his co-workers were gone.
Hold on.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
And we got a replacement bucket. Cool.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
We're gonna jump off here.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking
Got that
to him.
one.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Alright, so then we're gonna go in here. We're gonna find one red and one blue door, right?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here.
Oh my god. Okay, are we actually going to do this? We're actually gonna have a little seminar telling me what a bucket is. A bucket.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
What the fuck
Simple
is this
enough, right?
game?
This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Yeah, let's begin. Let's see what is a bucket.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
That is a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, suck it, narrator.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No, that's a hologram.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Uh-huh.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay. Did I do good? Can I leave? No?
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yeah. That's definitely a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
It's kind of a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Okay, can I be done with this now?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
What happens if can I leave? Can I go anywhere? No, yeah, that is a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No, don't take away my bucket.
Here we go.
Don't take away my bucket. That's my bucket. It says so on the label. Property of Stanley. That's my
What
bucket.
happened? Is everything gone?
Everything is a
Disappear?
bucket.
Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yeah.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Every single thing was a
My
bucket.
God, I had no idea.
I told
How
you.
could- except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
Oh,
And you,
okay,
Stanley,
yes.
you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
No, I'm not a
This is
bucket.
wonderful news. We're not buckets.
That's...
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now.
Yeah.
It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue.
Happy
but
to
it
help.
doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
No, because
So,
the game is a
tell
bucket.
you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
No, I won't
Who
mention it.
knows what that information might do to a person?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Everything is a bucket, okay? But that wasn't the ending I was after, but that was actually an ending. I didn't know that that was an ending, but that was an ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I was...
Stanley decided to go
There's
to the
a
meeting
bucket.
room. Perhaps
I'm not
he
gonna
had
take
simply
it.
missed a memo.
But yeah, I'm hunting for my figurines.
No consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
No
let
bucket.
me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your
There
side.
we go.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Let's go
What do
with
you think,
Figlies.
Stanley?
Let's
What
go with
name
Figlies.
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness
Figlies.
that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Figlies. Definitely Figlies.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Hey, you know what? Begin the game again. Thank you. Let's go. Okay, yep. Let's go in here.
You're
Boom.
getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlerines. Very soon,
Figler
you'll collect the
Anlerines.
last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlerines. None of us can.
That is true. True stuff. Speaking the truth. Oh, you already open it. Cool.
Here's the door. Just go.
Thank you. And then there should be one.
And there
Boom.
it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly
Savor this
Wiggly.
moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment.
It is.
This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yeah. So I guess that in a sense is an ending, I guess. Okay, I guess that will be it, right? Okay. Begin the game again. Alright, so I don't think that I have that many endings left of this game. I guess, I don't know, maybe. And I don't know if there's something else with the figurines. Probably. I guess there is something else with the figurines. What could it... Where's the balloons? What in...
Stanley,
Oh,
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
Whoa.
It's those figurines. Those Figlers.
uh-huh.
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Okay.
Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Let's go revisit the figurines then, my dear old friend. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. All right, let's go to the memory zone. And loving memory. Okay, well. Down, I guess.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Can I... 7 out of 6? What?
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Holy shit. 8 out of 6? Understairs.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Under the stairs. Nope, under the stairs.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Okay.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
What? We weren't in a... Okay.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the boss's bathroom. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Best boy, the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Okay, thank you, narrator. That is awesome. That is great. Thank you so much for that.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here behind the boss's office. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Okay. Oh my.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone. No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
What? Oh, okay, let's do it backwards.
Okay, yes. The back of the boss's office. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
13 out of 6.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Please don't watch. Please don't.
Yes, I love that video.
It's all very black. It's all very black. It is very dark. Begin the game again. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Yeah, sure. It's just until the dog and the cat are friends. They're friends. And until number 5 becomes the number 9. Until you stop adjusting the slider. Each of the two made up words below is the most appealing to you. Scrum touch, occupy for scrum touch. Please don't adjust the slider. I won't. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes, I do. Is it the time that it is right now? The correct time? Yeah. What's the time anyway? No. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Help. No. Will you come back to visit me? I will. We are recording. Yeah. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't know. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, we've adjusted all of the game's settings to the exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now the job is over. There is no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There is still one more setting that I need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. Restart it one more time, and this will be it. But
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
yeah, I did.
Yes, I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. And then, somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
No.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, please, God, no. Please, no. Please, no. Please say that. Please.
This
please,
is the story
yes,
of...
Please just skip. Oh my fucking god, dear lordy shit balls. Okay, nothing has changed. It's not like... It's not been like 12 hours since I started this recording at all. Anywho, oh my dear Lord of Jesus Christ and all of his disciples. After going through the memory lane thing and going into the bathroom again, if you Google that shit, you'll know that there is a black screen bug going on. And when he should be showing you the video again, it just turns to a black screen. Like, I can still press escape and get the menu and everything, but it's totally goddamn black. So I backtracked the entire thing in pitch goddamn darkness. Absolutely darkness. Pitch black. Just going for sounds of the steps and whether or not the narrator were talking to me, and at the same time watching a YouTube video to try to localize kind of like where the fuck I was, and just backtrack the living shit out of it, because I tried so many things to get that shit to work. It doesn't fucking work at all. So I've spent goddamn 2 hours backtracking that fucking segment like a maniac, and that shit sucks so bad just because I wanted the goddamn ending. Oh my god. And if you want to see that backtracking shit, you can go watch that on YouTube on another channel, because that is not on my channel because I got the black screen thing. But what I wanted from the very fucking beginning what I wanted was the fucking epilogue. That is the last goddamn ending that I can achieve right now, or that I think I can achieve right now. And I've been trying so long and so hard, that's what she said, to get this ending. Backtracking that thing in complete goddamn darkness. Epilogue. Epilogue. Thank you. Many years later. Okay, I am out in the desert once more. What am I supposed to do here? It's been so long since I actually seen anything in the game, so. Oh. Noise. Oh, firewood. Oh, this is nice. Oh yeah, this is nice. narrator still here somewhere? Or is the narrator gone? Game is beautiful. I can't argue with that. Okay. Oh my god, is that memory lane? I don't want to go to memory lane. What is that? What is this? I'm gonna go there, but what is this? The escape pod thing? Oh, my bucket. Buckaroo. Property of Stanley. My little bucket boy. Oh. Alright, that is the escape pod thing that I put you in. Because... Alright. Well, this is property of Stanley now. Right. Cool. Okay, someone put a generator here going into Stanley Parable. Oh, and I backpacked this thing. Whee! Is that a review? Review the Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with this sequel. Okay. Cat dog born. Scientists confirm hybrid species. Okay. Stanley Parable developers. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. Jim. Okay. More Jim.
Jim.
Yep. That's a bunch of more Jims.
Stanley.
You put in Stanley now, huh? These are all my collectibles. I don't very much appreciate of these. 23. Happy I brought my bucket. Because everything is a bucket, you know? Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it is terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. The Stanley Parable 3. The Revenge of the Choice. The Stanley Parable 3, The Revenge of the Choice. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable would never end. And nothing in the game itself would change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this? Well, it's worked for EA, so sure. I like it. I don't want you to have a say as well. Don't do it. I understand. Sometimes we're not ready to move on. That's fine. If you ever change your mind and want to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right here. Okay, yeah, so that is the last one that I can get. There is another one, apparently. My game closed. There is another one, apparently, when you go into room 426 or whatever it is. The whiteboard ending. I don't seem to be able to get that. I'll take a look on how to be able to get that, but as of right now, I don't think that I will. Other than that, I don't think that I missed any endings. So yeah, and if I did, just comment it down below and I'll take a look and see if we can't get that one. If there is anything that I missed, I'm not sure. Maybe not. Anyway, that'll be it for this long ass episode. So thank you everybody so much for sticking around and watching it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And as I said, if you know any endings that I didn't get, comment them down below. That would be highly appreciated, and I will check those out. So with that being said, take care of yourself and your loved ones, and I'll see you in the next one. So good morning, good evening, and a good night.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Yay.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.